Okay, so we have our graph here, a little bit different than one before. I had to draw it over. And so we're going to try to figure out the velocity difference in position divided by difference in time. So the first thing we need to do is make some positions here for our coordinates. So we'll make that these two are going to be 2 points in time. They're going to be T1, T2. And those are going to correspond to different positions. So this will be x1, this will be x2. Okay, so the first thing is just the differences, calculating the differences. And so we can say, so I don't have a delta. I can draw a delta. So delta t, and we'll say between t0 and t1, it's going to be t1 minus t0. And that's going to be that amount of time right there. And so we can demark these again, and we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll say something like that. So this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 0. So that delta t is going to equal 2 minus 0 equals 2. Okay, and then delta x. And we'll do this distance here. So that's going to be x1 minus x0. And so that's 3 there, and that's 0. So 3 minus 0 equals 3. And so each one of these is meters. And so this is going to be meters, and that's going to be seconds. So that's actually seconds for time. And so if we want to measure the velocity, which is going to be how far does it go in this amount of time, and that's going to be v1 there. Okay, so that's v1. And so you can actually label these as 0 to 1. And so v1 is going to equal, it's going to be delta x so that's just going to be x1 minus x0 divided by t1 minus t0. Okay, so we already know this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 2. So equals 3 divided by 2. This is actually 3 meters divided by 2 seconds equals 1.5 meters per second. So that is our velocity V1. And we can then find velocity V2. So that's going to be V2. And actually, I'll move that over there. Okay, so to find V2, we're going to have to find delta x position from 2 to 1, which is 2, and T2 to T1, which is 2. So we can write that all out again. V2 is going to equal x2 minus x1 divided by T2 minus T1 and we can already see there that it's going to be, this is actually 4 minus 2, and this is 4, 5 minus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 minus 3. Divided by 4 minus 2. So this is going to equal 2 meters divided by 2 seconds. And that's going to equal 1 meter per second. Okay, so what we can see here with this is that V1 covers 3 meters in 2 seconds, and V2 from 1 to 2 covers 2 meters in 2 seconds. And so our velocity decreases from 1.5 meters per second to 1.2 meters per second.